So once again, for the last time today in the heats, we're looking at the dummy grid for race 3 in DRS125. On pole position will be number 302, Morgan Cole. And Morgan has been progressing up the order today. He's had 2 grids that are down towards the back. He now has pole position in the 302 car. Alongside him on the front row of the grid, Patrick Lay in cart number 175. On row number 2, you've got Zach Parkinson. Again, he's been very impressive so far today in cart 301. And Mark Lawrence. And Mark Lawrence was unlucky in the second heat race. He was very quick and then had a mechanical issue. Mantas Zaromskas starts from 5th in cart number 247. Then it's Will Checkley. He's been on fine form today in cart 240, starting from the outside of row 3. Richard Evans and Corey Elaine go next. There is a shot of all 19 runners in DRS 125 heading out onto the circuit for this 8 minutes plus 1 lap heat race. Here's the grid. Morgan Cole and Patrick Lay on row number 1. Zach Parkinson and Mark Lawrence on row number 2. Mantas Zaromskas and Will Checkley on row 3. Richard Evans and Corey Elaine on row number 4. Row 5, George Friday and Paul Ozan. Row 5, Elliot Stanley and Matthew Pearce. Row 6, Carl Watt and James Lay. Row 7, so that's row 7. Row 8 is Tyrone Stansfield and Thomas Massarella. Row number 9 is Lewis Berry and Sam Faulkner. Row 10, David Darling. So, the 2 drivers that have won heat races so far today, Pearce and Faulkner, they'll be starting 12th and 18th respectively. Oh, there's number 279. Elliot Stanley having a brief rotation on the rolling lap. Anything to get some free air time. That's right, Elliot. So, Morgan Cole and Patrick Lay start at the front. Zach Parkinson and Mark Lawrence on row number 2. And already you can see the digital display screen being displayed by our chief timekeeper, Sam Taylor. So it's a false start. So we're going to go around one more time. So yeah, so our race 1 winner, Matthew Pearce, will start the number 4 cart from the outside of the 6th row of the grid rather, P12. But of course Sam Faulkner, you can see Sam there in the number 1 plate cart with that red and white race suit. Defending champion. He will be looking to make as much progress as possible. Everybody else in this race knows this is their golden opportunity. This is like the front couple of rows of the grid being handed the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. You've got to try and take advantage of it for as long as possible, because you know, as sure as sharks swim in the sea, that Sam Faulkner will be marching his way up towards the front. Double quick fashion. Here we go. Lights are red. Third and final DRS 125 heat is go. We're off and racing through turn number 1. Everyone gets through clean. It's a good start from the pole man, Morgan Cole. Patrick Lay also in there. Thomas Massarella running wide at Cafe Corner, and already Sam Faulkner's picked up a bunch of places. Cole in the number 302 cart, defending from, that looks like Zach Parkinson in second. Lay, Patrick Lay in cart number 175 is third. See Faulkner trying to make it 3 or 4 wide, coming into the Bruno chicane behind him. And out of the Bruno chicane goes the field. It is Cole. And oh, somebody's trying to modify the embankment there. That's number 247. That is Mantas Zaromskas from 5th on the grid. He's not 5th anymore. And there's Zach Parkinson trying to make the move. Well, Parkinson sliding at the inside of Cole and Lay to take over the lead at the end of lap number 1. So Zach Parkinson from Melbourne takes the lead. Then it's the 302 of Cole. Patrick Lay is third. Up at the 4th place is Richie Evans in kart number 2. Then it's Lawrence Checkley looking down the order. Sam Faulkner already up to 12th from 18th on the grid. Side by side, right the way down to 18th place. 19 karts still running, but Mantas Saromskas quite a way off the field after his earlier spin. Parkinson under braking for Wilkins. At the end of lap number 2, holding off Morgan Cole. Lay runs in 3rd, right there as well. No one's breaking away. Evans is 4th in kart number 2. Lawrence is 5th in the number 230. Then it's Checkley. Ozan in the 277, followed by George Friday. Pierce is up into 9th place. Faulkner already into the top 10. 6.5 minutes to go. There's the move from Patrick Lay on Morgan Cole for 2nd. He takes over P2. Cole forced back to 4th place because Richard Evans takes full advantage and moves into 3rd. And of course, the more the leaders battle, there's the number 240 kart making a move. That's Will Checkley passing, I think, Mark Lawrence for 5th position. Parkinson, Lay, Evans, the top 3. You could throw a postage stamp over them. They're that close to each other. Into Cafe Corner. And out. Onto Pitts Bend and Stratford Straight towards Stratford Hairpin. There's Morgan Cole looming large in the distance. Well, not in the distance, in the very immediate airspace just behind Richard Evans' karts as the top 4 continue to squabble. Nose to tail, wheel to wheel. Lay now has the lead. Patrick Lay from Zach Parkinson, Richard Evans, and then Morgan Cole. The top 4 have got it on. There's Evans up the inside of Parkinson. Wilkins for P2. Cole trying to go around the outside. Wheel to wheel for 2nd and 3rd and 4th, going across the start finish line. Parkinson somehow managed to scramble back to the inside and retake P2, going into Park Bend. This is allowing Patrick Lay to get away, and this is great news for Patrick Lay. 4.5 minutes to go. Looking back, well, Matt Pierce is up into 7th place in kart number 4. Sam Faulkner is up into 8th place in kart number 1. There they go, through the screen. Parkinson holding off Cole through the Bruno chicane. And you can see now Faulkner and Pierce have joined this group. They've joined the group, squabbling over 3rd place. It's the 301 of Zach Parkinson in 3rd, the 302 of Morgan Cole in 4th. Then it's the 240 of Will Checkley in 5th. 6th is Mark Lawrence in kart 230. Then it's the number 1 plate of Sam Faulkner. And then a big gap behind Faulkner, who now elbows his way up the inside of Lawrence at Cafe Corner. And right behind them is Pierce in 8th place. Carl Watt runs 9th. Ozan down to 10th. Pierce following Sam Faulkner as best he can. Of course, these two are on equal points at the end of the first 2 heats. They're fighting for who's basically going to be on pole position for the final. But Patrick Lay, meanwhile, he's had 2 good results as well, and a win here would put him right into the mix. Patrick Lay looking to be the 3rd scoop in their pole position milkshake at the moment, and he's just got to try and keep on. But Richard Evans in kart number 2 has got ideas of his own, because he's closed right in. So with 3.5 minutes to go, Evans in the 2 plate, starting to worry the rear bumper of Patrick Lay's kart. Just dart around, maybe get into his peripheral vision to distract him ever so slightly. Wheel to wheel further back in the pack between Corey Lane and David Darling. That's for 16th place. So 3 minutes to go. We've had 5 minutes of racing, and the top 17 are covered by just 7 seconds. And I'm trying to see who hasn't gone out. Who would win? We have 19 on the grid. We've only got 18 drivers in the race. I can't quite see who might be missing. I think Lewis Berry might not be out there. I can't see. Lewis Berry's had a terrible day in kart number 291, and I think Berry's out. So here's the battle for the lead. 2.5 minutes to go. Patrick Lay still defends from Evans, and look at the way that Sam Faulkner has just carved his way into the top 4. He's behind Zach Parkinson now. He's ahead of Morgan Cole. So it's Lay, Evans, Parkinson, Faulkner. Faulkner, will he look to the inside at Wilkins? Yes, he will. Parkinson doesn't even fight him. He probably thinks, well, I've got more of a chance of catching the 2 leaders if I just follow Sam Faulkner, and that's probably smart thinking because the leaders are side by side. Evans has a little stab at the inside of Lay going into turn 1. Lay rebukes the attack, but the more times that Evans does this, the more times that Patrick Lay defends as he does into Stratford, the closer Faulkner and Parkinson will get. Can Sam Faulkner win this one from the back of the grid? Well, Zach Parkinson is going with Sam Faulkner as best he can, trying to stay in his wheel tracks. And of course, 1 minute 41 seconds plus a lap to go. Patrick Lay, kart number 175, continues to lead. Evans is second, Faulkner is third, then Parkinson. Cole, you're looking at 240 on your screens, Will Checkley. He is running in 6th position in front of Matt Pierce. And the gap between the top 2 and Faulkner in third is less than 3/4 of a second now. 1 minute plus a lap to go. Still Patrick Lay defends. Evans tries to get up the inside of him coming out of the corner. Faulkner is within 3 kart lengths. Into the Bruno chicane, Patrick Lay holding off Richard Evans, and now he's got Sam Faulkner to deal with as well because Faulkner has caught them. About 2 kart lengths to make up, and Faulkner will be sitting right on Richard Evans' rear bumper. Evans tries to fashion a gap to the inside of Wilkins, but Patrick Lay stands firm. Now out to complete lap number 10, 30 seconds to go. Sam Faulkner's favourite move has been up the inside into Cafe Corner, but he can't quite get Richard Evans there. But he's right on Evans' rear bumper now. He checks over his shoulder just to see where Zach Parkinson is. The answer is, Evans runs a little bit wide. That's going to give Faulkner a lead, but then Evans comes back across to take the line going into Stratford Corner. Faulkner to the inside of Evans. Does he get P2 into Bruno chicane? Yes, he does. And now all that separates Sam Faulkner from the race lead is the number 175 kart of Patrick Lay. However, Lay has been resolute in his defence. Faulkner up the inside. Faulkner there forces a way through. He got up the inside, and Patrick Lay was about to turn in. He realised Faulkner was alongside him and had to give way. Last lap board goes out. Now or never for Patrick Lay. He's led this one for 11 laps. He's now got to try and find his way back in the last 3/4 of a lap. Faulkner defends the inside line of the run into Stratford. Parkinson's up into third. Parkinson's going to get a great run on Patrick Lay up the runway straight. This one is not over yet. Faulkner, Lay, Parkinson into the Bruno chicane, out onto Hanger Straight. Faulkner defending through Hanger Corner. He's still defending. Around the outside goes Parkinson. Oh my word, Parkinson gets Lay, does he? No, Lay just squeezed him out on the exit of the corner. The checkered flag comes out. Sam Faulkner wins. Patrick Lay second. Parkinson, well, he threw everything in bar the kitchen sink of Patrick Lay on that last time around Wilkins, and it almost paid off. He comes home in third with Evans in fourth, Pierce in fifth, sixth for Paul Ozan, then it is Morgan Cole seventh, Tyrone Stansfield comes home in eighth, Will Checkley is ninth, and Carl Watt rounds out the top 10 ahead of Thomas Massarella, Mark Lawrence, James Lay, Elliot Stanley, George Friday, David Darling, Corey Lane and Mantas Zeromskas. The 18th and last finisher. Sadly, Lewis Berry failed to take the start in that one. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the heat racing today here at Shenington. We have 3 races to go. They are the 3 long races, the 3 Grand Prix, starting with DRS 62. But before that, we'll go down and catch a word with the leading finishers from that last DRS 125 heat. Now with our top 3 finishers in DRS 125. First of all, we'll catch a word with the eventual race winner. It's all right, Sam, you don't have to lift your cart up just yet. You can have a breather. Well, talk about that one. Last to first, all in a day's work, yes?
Yeah, it was all right. I got lucky that Pat and Richard started fighting quite early on, so there wasn't, the gap was quite, I think if they hadn't fought, I would have been nowhere near them, but luckily they fought and managed to sneak through on the second to last lap, I think it was, but yeah, it's a good race.
Yeah, it was. I mean, in that last lap, we were expecting a comeback from Patrick, because you're going into Wilkins. I could see that you stayed very, very close to the inside line there.
Yeah, I knew he was going to try. He tried around the outside eventually, but I knew he was going to try something. So Wilkins is quite hard to get around the outside, I think. So I knew if I covered the inside, I thought I'd be all right. So.
Well done, congratulations, Sam Fortner, second win of the day, and just falling short there. Patrick Lay in second place. Well, Patrick, you led most of the way. You had to defend against Richard, you had to defend against Zach, and then you couldn't quite defend against Sam. That was a heck of a movie, Paul, but you tried really, really hard. Oh, so close.
Yeah, it was close. I think I left the door slightly open to try and get enough run up back into Cafe, because I was struggling off the bottom corner. But fair play to Sam, he took the opportunity. I think the only one I left. So.
Yeah, he certainly did, and there was just about enough room there, but fall just short. Second place going into the final, still positive?
Yeah, we're good. We should be starting near the front, so yeah, all the quick drivers be together, so it'll be a good race.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Patrick. Well, we're going back over to the grid now. It's the finals. They're upon us. DRS 62 up first.